Did you know that the most important part of your video is the first 30 seconds? If you can keep your audience watching and invested for the entire first 30 seconds of your video, then you are much more likely to increase your retention rate overall. And the better your retention rate, the more likely your video is to be recommended to others on the homepage with suggested or browse. One of the best ways to keep people watching for those first 30 seconds, though, is to provide value that matches why the viewer clicked. And then you can promise them that the video is worth their time. For example, you clicked this video because I said it would help with your retention rate. And I've already given you a tip to do just that. But another incredibly powerful way to increase retention rate is to just tell people what the video is about. MrBeast will often explain his entire video premise and then promise that it is worth the viewer's time in under 10 seconds on almost every single video. That said, there is a lot more to boosting retention rate than the first 30 seconds, and that is what this video is all about. I'm going to be covering incredibly simple tips to instantly boost your retention rate. And at the end of this video, I will also reveal the perfect length a video should be and what percentage of retention rate you should be aiming for on your videos if you want to break the algorithm and start getting thousands of views. First, though, it is really important for any YouTuber to understand how to read their retention rate graphs. So before we keep going and cover how to increase it, let's show you how to diagnose any issues your videos might have. Almost everyone knows about the retention rate graphs for individual videos. If you go to the analytics and check out a video, you can see the retention rate on average for that video and how it performed. But what you probably don't know about is the relative retention rate graph. This shows the video and how it compared to others of a similar type. These are fantastic tools and every YouTuber should use them, but I want to show you something else that you should be reviewing every single video. If we go to our channel analytics and look at our content tab and then scroll down, you'll see the key moments analytics. This tool will rank and then show you the videos that hold your viewers' attention the best when it comes to the first 30 seconds. It'll also show you the worst ones though, the ones that lose viewers before the first 30 seconds. If we look at my graph, you can see 76% of viewers watch the entire 30 seconds of one of my latest videos. This video also is one of my best performing videos in terms of views in the first 24 hours, which is not a coincidence. It is directly related to my introduction and the retention rate. I want to quickly give you the reason why this is the case. With the video in question, my thumbnail and my title ask a question about Twitch's new update. Did Twitch just solve small streamer growth? When someone clicks the video, my first 30 seconds heavily echoes the title and thumbnail. The viewers expect a video about Twitch's new update, and I deliver on that expectation instantly. If they clicked and I opened ranting about something completely unrelated, like my love of anime body pillows, they'd leave instantly. I know you're thinking that this sounds obvious, but I promise you, I look at most of your guys' YouTube channels and it seems like you're not clicking with this idea. The second reason they stay engaged on this video is because of some very simple editing that I used. I subtitled the entire first 30 seconds with energetic, animated subtitles. This grabs the viewer's attention and makes them read or pay more attention to the video than they normally would. Keeping them engaged means longer retention, obviously. I also back this up by going straight into overlay footage with dynamic zooms and interesting cuts. This means the viewers aren't just staring at my ugly face and some subtitles, and instead they get something more interesting to look at. And the third reason they keep watching is something that you can add right now, and that is actually confidence. I start with solid energy, which exudes confidence in what I'm saying. As an education YouTuber, this is crucial so viewers trust me and my content. Before we move on to the rest of the tips, let's summarize all the points so far. 1. The most important part is your first 30 seconds. To increase your first 30 seconds, all you need to do is add subtitles, interesting cuts, and make sure you provide value almost instantly so your viewers know what the video is about and why it's important to watch. Now, that said, it isn't just your intro that is so important. One of the most powerful tips to boosting retention rate across the board is to remove as much fluff as possible. You'll notice in this video that I didn't spend a whole minute introducing myself. I haven't asked you to subscribe, even though you should totally consider it, and I didn't open on a big branded animated intro slide with hyped up music. I'm doing everything I can to remove the fluff and provide value to you, the viewer, and to keep you engaged. The two major tricks to removing fluff happen unsurprisingly in the editing stages, but also sort of surprisingly in the planning stage as well. When planning a video, you should think of your topic sentence, the opening line of your video to keep people hooked. The value you are providing should fit that sentence. And then anything in the planning stage that doesn't fit that sentence, get rid of it. Don't film it. You don't need it. I find most new YouTubers, when they script a video or plan a content idea out, they lose focus on their topic sentence. And then when you get to the editing stage, if you're watching your video back and you find a segment that doesn't add value, cut it out. Don't be precious about your footage. In filmmaking, they have a saying called kill your darlings. And this means that just because you love something doesn't mean it needs to be in the film, or in this case, your Five Nights at Freddy dating sim video. But what is value? Well, it comes back again to what I said, your topic sentence or the goal of your video. For this video, the value is information, but for other videos, the value might be entertainment, jokes, opinions on a game, music, tech, or whatever else your topic sentence is. The most powerful actionable tip I can give you is consider your audience's intent, aka why are they clicking this video, and then edit or create content towards that intent. Another really powerful tip for the editing process is to ask yourself whether something is needed for the story you're telling. Imagine you have a video and it starts at point A, goes to point B, point C, and then ends on point D. I often find myself in these videos looking at segments and asking myself, does the viewer need to hear this? And specifically, does the viewer need to know this for the next segment? If a viewer can go from point B to point D and the video still provides all the information, it still makes sense, then I should probably cut point C. This rule works for almost every sentence in your video. If you, the viewer, don't need to hear this sentence to understand the next one, if it doesn't provide value, clarification, information, entertainment, then it can be cut. This is all easier said than done though. It's very hard to know what is actually fluff. So once you're done and have uploaded the video, maybe it's gotten a few views, you can actually go to the video analytics, go to those specific and relative retention rate graphs I told you about, and this will show you the exact parts of the video that underperformed. They were essentially less engaging and probably weren't needed. Use these graphs to learn what could have been cut, tightened up, or needed extra polishing to keep viewers watching. Now, I still want to reveal the retention rate that you should be aiming for and how long you should make your videos, but before I do that, I want to talk about how powerful loops are. No, not the multicolored circle sugar we ate as a kid. This is a different kind of loop. Loops are moments in your videos where you tease what is coming up soon. The start of your video where you hook your viewers in, where you explain what a video is all about and provide value, is essentially a loop as well. You say something is coming up, and then later in the video, you close that loop when it finally comes up. For information channels like mine, loops are much more literal and easy to understand. I say that something is coming up, but first I want to cover another topic quickly. That's simple, right? But for a gaming video or entertainment video, maybe you decide to show something hilarious that happens later in the video right at the start, with the words coming up to keep people interested. That is also a type of loop. When you watch almost any of my videos now, you'll see that I use loops a lot. I use them to remind viewers that a really important part is coming up, and this helps to keep you engaged. And now when you go and watch any content creator, whether it's Mr. Beast, Ludwig, Spiffing Brit, literally any of them, you'll realize they are all adding hooks, promises, and loops to every single video. Speaking of every video, one of the most important parts of a video is actually your audio. I'd say 60% of your video is actually sound-based, with most people watching videos on a second monitor while they game, scroll Reddit, or stalk their ex on Twitter. I often have to remind new creators to cut out dead air or to add music that matches the tone of the video. These are two tips that wildly boost your retention rate if used right. And by used right, I don't mean using that cheap, terrible stock music that everyone uses because you're too lazy to go find quality professional music for your videos. But have no fear, because thanks to our sponsor Licked, your life just got much easier. But before I tell you about Licked, this is a video all about retention rate. So to keep you retained, I am gonna juggle these balls through this entire ad read that I've had to memorize. This was a bad idea. Are you tired of using the same music as everybody else? You want your videos to stand out, to catch a viewer's attention, and to boost your retention rate? Well, then you need to check out Licked's library of over 1 million mainstream tracks. That's right, I said mainstream. This isn't just another music library. This is a library of tracks that you and your audience already know and love, such as Oliver Tree, XXXTentacion, and so many more.
I fell down to earth from 100 miles.
YouTubers have been excluded from using famous mainstream music for risk of copyright claims, strikes, and the loss of monetization. But Lix gives you the ability to license any of the tracks in their library to use on YouTube and stay monetized. Your sound and music are crucial for keeping viewers engaged, and using famous well-known tracks can not only improve your video quality, but it also gives you a unique but nostalgic feeling for your audience, which helps you keep them engaged and watching longer. You don't need to juggle all the different tracks from any other service, because Licked have all your chart and stock music needs covered, so you can take your video quality to the next level and get 50% off your first chart track and 14 days of free stock music using the link in the description. That took me an hour and a half and over 130 takes. Since we are on the topic of audio, I want to quickly cover how important it is one more time before we go on to our goal retention rates and how long a video should be. I cannot stress this enough, but nothing will destroy your retention rate as much as bad audio. If someone can't hear you, or if you're too loud, if your audio hurts their ears in any way, if it sounds like it was recorded using a megaphone and a Guitar Hero microphone from the PlayStation 2, they will leave immediately. It is proven that someone will watch a 480p video with good audio, no problem, but they won't watch a 4K video that sounds terrible. So please, focus on and sort out your audio before anything else. And now for the final question, the answer you've all been waiting for. How long should a video be, and what retention rate should you aim for? One of my favorite things to do is to compare the last 18 months of videos I've released and then how they performed in the first 24 hours of their release. While doing this, I found there are two main analytics I need to hit to have a viral or well-performing video. One of those is, of course, retention rate. I found that with shorter videos, my retention rate needs to reach 50 or even 60% in order to just simply get browse or suggested traffic. But for a longer video, 40 or 50% is fine. Sometimes even as low as 30% is enough for a longer video to get browse or suggested on my channel. The reason for this? Well, if we look at my 9-minute video I released the other week, a 52% retention rate gave us a 4-minute and 42-second average watch time. But my 32 tips video is roughly 30 minutes long, so a 42% retention rate gives a 12-minute average watch time. YouTube favors a longer watch time in my opinion, because it means they keep you on the platform longer, aka they can serve you more ads on your videos. Granted, if someone watched 100% of my 5-minute video and then clicked and watched 100% of another one, that's also a long time on the platform. So remember, the goal is simply to keep people on platform. Of course, there is a second big factor to whether it does well. It isn't just your retention rate, but I'll explain that in a second. First though, does this mean you should aim for a 50% retention rate every time? No, this is just what I see when I look at my content and my analytics. Gaming videos or personality-driven content often performs despite having much lower retention rates. But also it's important to realize that while a video I release to my audience might have an amazing retention rate, once it starts going out to new viewers who are less invested in me, my content, well, that retention rate will drop. Your only goal for retention rate should be that every video tries to improve and be better than the last, just increasing it slightly with every single video. Using your graphs to find those sections where you can improve your editing and finding new techniques to engage people better in those first 30 seconds. And then second, does this mean we should all stretch our videos out to be longer? After all, my 30-minute video needed a lower percentage to do well. And the answer? Absolutely not. A video should be as long or as short as it needs to be to keep people watching and get the message, goal, value, or entertainment across. If you stretch a video out to be too long, people will fall off and it hurts your retention rate. But at the same time, if you cut a video so intensely down to be short, you might lose people because the pacing is off. The story might not make sense, or it doesn't suit the style of content. Imagine if I had this entire video edited like an MLG montage. It wouldn't make sense. Think about your goal of the video. Does the video need slower edits to tell a story, provide information in a way that's understandable? Or does it need faster edits to show off montages, highlights, or just generally fit your style? Also, think about the audience demographic that you are aiming for. Older viewers usually prefer less intense editing that's a slower pace and easier to absorb, but younger viewers often want snappier, faster edits to keep them engaged. Now, just having a great retention rate doesn't mean your video will break the algorithm. It certainly helps, but there is a second massive factor to having a video perform well. and that is your click-through rate. If you want to learn more about click-through rate, click this video right here, and it breaks down everything you need, just like this one did for retention rate. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.